Secret Service body cam video from right after they killed gunman Thomas Crooks in the Trump assassination attempt.
That's the sniper that sent the original pictures and seen him come from the bike and set the book back down and then lost sight of him.
Okay.
We've been told that he was identified as suspicious by local law enforcement before the shooting. But now this body camera video appears to confirm that Crooks was identified as suspicious to at least some Secret Service agents.
That's Fox's Stevie Cotton in Butler, Pennsylvania, 11 days after the Trump rally shooting. The Secret Service is now recommending the Trump campaign not hold any more outdoor rallies. The day after the head of the Secret Service resigned, FBI Director Christopher Wray will testify at yet another House hearing into security lapses in that assassination attempt. Now to the campaign trail.
Donald Trump intends to cut Social Security and Medicare.
Vice President Harris at her first rally near Milwaukee since replacing President Biden as the presumptive Democratic nominee. Now, former President Trump tells reporters he wants to debate the vice president and that she shares the blame for record illegal immigration.
Countless Americans have been killed by migrant crime because of her willful demolition of American borders and laws.
There's a large fence around the Capitol ahead of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's address to Congress later today. There already were 200 pro-Palestinian protesters arrested yesterday. There is Olympics news. We've just learned tennis star Coco Gauff will be the female American flag bearer during Friday's opening ceremony in Paris for the 2024 games. Joining NBA star LeBron James will also carry a U.S. flag. And we got this announcement from the head of the International Olympic Committee.
The 27th Olympic Winter Games 2034 are awarded to Salt Lake City, Utah.
You may recall that Salt Lake City hosted the 2002 games. America's listening to...
Did you know that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea? Of course you do, because everyone knows the Pepto song. But did you know that Pepto also comes in convenient and delightful solid forms?
Pepto has very fast melts, cherry chewables, liquid caps that make relief easy.
Pepto makes relief on the go easy. So when you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
12 hours from now, President Biden will be on TV talking to us from the Oval Office for the first time since dropping out of the 2024 race, endorsing his vice president, who's now the presumptive Democratic nominee. Some Republicans have called on the president to resign.
The president says a national address tonight will offer what lies ahead and how he plans to finish the job for the American people. The Oval Office speech is scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern Time. President Biden made his first public appearances since announcing he would not run for re-election yesterday as he returned to Washington from Delaware, where he spent several days isolated with COVID. During a brief phone call with campaign staff during a visit to Wilmington by Vice President Kamala Harris, the president said he still intends to finish his agenda and believes he's on the verge of brokering a ceasefire and hostage deal in Gaza. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
The Trump campaign's filed a complaint with the Federal Election Commission alleging Democrats are violating campaign finance laws, transferring $91 million in Biden campaign cash to Vice President Harris's campaign, which calls the complaint baseless. Since Sunday, she's raised $126 million more. A music legend is being mourned.
Many people call John Mayall the godfather of British blues. He and his group, the Blues Breakers, served as a training ground for Eric Clapton, Mick Fleetwood, and many other superstars. Condolences are pouring in, including from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, that was set to induct Mayall into its ranks in October. Mayall's family says he died Monday at home in California. He was 90 years old. Carmen Roberts, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling ahead of today's trading. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Public being shown body cam video of the deadly deputy-involved shooting of Sonia Massey earlier this month in Springfield. Sangamon County Sheriff's Office released footage showing former deputy Sean Grayson shooting the black woman to death inside her home July 6. It happened after Massey called 911 to report a possible intruder. If you're looking for a part-time job in Urbana, there may be an opportunity for you. The city asking the Census Bureau for a recount. Mayor Diane Marlin says getting help to make that happen is more important now than ever before. The city losing about $750,000 a year for the 10 years because of the undercount back in 2020. Two more people recently charged for incidents that took place at April's pro-Palestine protest at the University of Illinois campus. 35-year-old Elizabeth Sataropoulos of Champaign and 25-year-old Joseph Kleckner of Savannah were each charged with mob action and obstructing a peace officer. Champaign County State's attorney says they were arraigned on Tuesday last week. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Oh, another beautiful morning.
Yeah.
It's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
County Fair's going on
It
Wednesday.
sure is. Today's Livestock Day. In case you'd like to check out some of the shows. Boy, the 4-H'ers in our area are so active and fun to see. Monster trucks tonight, if you'd like to check that out.
Saw some earplugs in my garage this morning, as a matter of fact. I could put those in and probably...
That's right.
That's the kind of truck that Greg Solier drives. It's big old wheels.
Yeah. My second car, my other car, as
right.
those bumper stickers say.
You have to park it in the field because it doesn't fit anywhere else.
Get a ladder to get up in there.
No, man, those are pretty fun to watch, though. County Fair and Colors French fries.
Uh-huh.
All right, I'm Stevie J. Good morning. Weather brought to you by Carl.
Cross your child's yearly physical exam or back-to-school sports physical off your list as you find a convenient location near you at carl.org.
All right, Mr. Meteorologist, he's the big guy. He knows how to do this stuff. He's a scientist. He's Greg Solier. What are you seeing for Central Illinois this Wednesday?
Well, as you pointed out, a very comfortable start to the day. Temperatures pretty much as they ought to be for a July 24. 68 at Willard and Savoy, 65 Danville, 65 at Bloomington Normal, and you get up towards the Kankakee, a little west of there. So there's some shower activity breaking out already this morning, and north of Bloomington Normal, they're in a 65 at the Kankakee to 73 at St. Louis, and 67 over the Brickyard. Couple of clusters of scattered showers and thunderstorms through Michigan, north central Illinois, back into northeastern Iowa. Kind of a weak front dipping on southward, paling in comparison. The dynamics, the whole setup, the weather maps, far different from the stuff that came really rampaging through the Midwest and plains last week, as in flooding and severe. None of that expected, although there may be a shower passing north of Champaign this morning and a couple of scattered showers and thunderstorms over about maybe half the area mid to late afternoon. And this evening, if it does rain at the fair, it is short-lived and do not foresee any severe weather. We're just at a marginal risk for even that for the day today. High temperature with a partly sunny sky, and kind of feeling the humidity creep back up as well as the day progresses to around 85. Again, a couple of showers, thunderstorms around this evening, partly cloudy in the overnight, down to 65 on a light northwest to north wind. Real comfortable air settling on in for the day tomorrow and Friday and part of Saturday. Enjoy it while you may. At 82 tomorrow, upper 50s tomorrow night, 83 on Friday and 85 on Saturday. Those humidity and dew point values begin to creep back up, and there'll be a sticky Sunday with maybe an afternoon thunderstorm at 87, then at or a little bit north of 90 by day, a little north of 70 at night. Monday to Friday next week, and maybe an afternoon thunderstorm. Typical midsummer time environs here in East Central Illinois. For Stevie J Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solier.
This body camera video shows the moments right after gunman Thomas Crooks was killed. We've been told that he was identified as suspicious by local law enforcement before the shooting. But now this body camera video appears to confirm that Crooks was identified as suspicious to at least some Secret Service agents.
This is his bike with the stuff. And our sniper seen him walking away from that, I believe. Okay. But he would be right inside that window.
Ronald Rowe has been named the new acting director of the Secret Service after Kimberly Cheadle faced intense scrutiny for the apparent security lapses during the July 13th rally.
Were there ever apparent security? Man, live. It is unbelievable. And this video shows people, and I'm not saying I wouldn't have done it, but they're all taking video of it. Is nobody, I don't know what you do with that. You think that there'd be crawling with local police and Secret Service.
Yeah.
And there's nobody around.
I mean, one of the videos, the guy's running away saying, he's got a gun, he's got a gun.
I mean, let's
get out of here.
But the Secret Service has not had a press conference. So guess what? Conspiracy theorists.
Yeah.
You got to give us information.
Yep.
Or people will concoct whatever they want.
Right.
And there's nobody to say that's not correct.
Did you mean to pull back on some of the police things? Do you hate Trump?
It's either something's going on or it's unbelievable incompetence. I mean, it's shocking. And the Secret Service has suggested that Trump campaign doesn't do outside venues. How's that sound?
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, you can't protect. I know these are big areas, but you could put them in even remote fields further out where you really do have visual on it. There's no buildings. You can find farm fields some spot that'll have a mile.
We saw that happen with Luke Bryan in Pasodum.
Yeah.
He took over a field and made it a concert venue.
Probably not going to give up your field with corn growing right now, though.
Right.
Yeah. You're going to take 40 acres of my field? I think not.
That's right.
Anyway, it's just when your government is shaky, you lose confidence in a whole lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just shocking how somebody could crawl around on a roof with there's Secret Service guys up tall, and the guy that made the shot to take the shooter down, he didn't even see him. I don't understand. The people behind Trump had great look. I don't get it. One bullet took him out and shot this assassin in the head, but I don't get it. There's so many questions. And would somebody does anybody know? I don't think Kim Cheadle had a clue. I mean, she spoke, but I don't think she knew much.
Right.
It was a figurehead. I don't think she was a Secret Service agent for 27 years. It's a lot different being an agent than it is running the department. It's a whole different dynamic when you run something versus you participate as an employee.
Right.
And that's your job, and it's hard, and you're paid for it. And
she was grilled for 5 hours by Congress.
It wasn't friendly. And
Yeah.
it was just people saying, answer the question.
Right.
Well, I have a sequence of events, but there's no events.
Right.
Well, what?
And I don't have information. And
The
it's an
FBI's
ongoing
investigating.
investigation.
I think Christopher Wray speaks today in front of the committee. He's the head of the FBI, but you have suspicions there, and I don't question. I really don't. I don't question reporters. I don't question the guys on the line. I question leadership. I question the people in media that put the kibosh on stories that are worth pursuing, but because of political feelings, they don't want to do it. But I think the frontline people in Secret Service, I think FBI frontline guys, I mean, men and women that work in those, I think for the most part, they're just doing what they're told. And the leadership is the infection, where you have tremendous political bias in these top agencies that drive the people that are doing the work. And so if, you want to do DEI, and make more of a balance, folks, it shouldn't be about anything, man, woman, Hispanic, black, white, green. It should be about who's the best at that job. Does that not make sense?
Right.
You say, listen, I don't care what you are. You could actually have an antenna growing out of your head. I don't care if you can really be good at what you do.
If you're qualified and a good person, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI, really shouldn't be a factor.
I would actually
person
feel
who's most qualified.
I would feel very offended if somebody elected me president because I'm Armenian American, and we got to get a guy that used to have an afro in there. That you're not judging me on my ability,
right?
I'm offended. I don't want that.
Well, there's been more than a few texts coming into me saying, "Why aren't you getting behind Kamala, Diane? She's a woman."
What you'd get?
I want somebody who's really qualified for this job.
Kamala is the poster person for everything that I despise. I despise wokeism. I despise the infection that is the progressive movement about 6-year-olds can change their identity and sex, and you don't have to tell the parent if you're at school. I think that's evil. I don't think men should be on women's basketball teams. I don't think we should have a government that tells us how to run our lives every single day. Higher taxes, high inflation, high grocery prices, high taxes, no criminals going to prison, no border. I think those are all wrong. We're in a woke virus. That's what Kamala represents. So it's not about a woman. It's about what they're going to do. And it needs to be the best person. If your choices are Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, you make your choice. God bless you for voting.
Well, according to what she said in West Allis yesterday, the November election will be a choice between freedom and chaos.
Well, I think she's right, but they're the chaos.
Okay.
I mean, this is if you don't like the woke, this is what she is, and you better. People are all fired up because she's not Joe Biden. She can actually speak. She's got energy.
Yeah, now they're hitting Trump's age right now.
Oh, he's old. Listen, focus, please, on the policy, because the policy is what is not working in this country in any way, shape, or form. Here is your sports headline 716.
Cardinals beat Pittsburgh's Pirates 2-1 yesterday, and here's your Redbird recap.
Last night in Pittsburgh, another one-run game with the Cardinals beating the Pirates and Paul Skeens 2-1. A home run by Arenado in the fifth inning. And then the Pirates tied the game in the bottom of the eighth against JoJo Romero. O'Neill Cruz a double and a base hit for Nick Gonzalez. But the Cardinals came through on an 0-2 pitch to Alec Burleson in the ninth. The 0-2 pitch here for Alec Burleson. A swing, and there's a drive into right. That's a hit. Burleson drives in Ciani. On an 0-2 pitch, Burleson gets a hit to right to put up the run against Paul Skeens. 2-1 Cardinals, and that silences PNC Park. The save for Ryan Helsley is 33rd. Ryan Fernandez with his first Major League win, 1-2. Paul Skeens is 1-6 with the loss. And for the Cardinals starter, Lance Lynn, he picked up 2 strikeouts and has 2,000 strikeouts for his Major League career. The Cardinals go for the series win today on the air at 10:40.
The Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum is the official home of Cardinals history. For those who want to be a part of one of the sport's greatest collections in the world, museum membership is the way to go. Cardinals Museum membership provides unlimited admission for 1 year, exclusive Hall of Fame bobbleheads, discounts, ticket offers, and more, in addition to supporting exhibit design and artifact restoration. There are a variety of membership levels, including our ultimate level of membership. For more info and to join, go to cardinals.com/membership.
So we have a couple of Cubs fans in the afternoon, and Jimmy Sebeski and Kyle Tosk. And I was saying, hey, Jimmy, we got a win yesterday. Grumble, grumble. I'm not as bitter as Kyle on everything.
Yeah.
Well, and Milwaukee wins yesterday, 1-0.
1-0. Cubbies just could not push a run across. I mean, Milwaukee's just way better than anybody thought. But, man, 1 run. Couldn't quite get one. Couldn't quite get one.
1:20 start as that series continues over on US 105.9. Texas over the Chicago White Sox 3-2. That series continues at 7:05. So Team USA beat Germany at 84-57 in, I believe, women's basketball, and then they'll play on August 4th. And of course, we're hearing Salt Lake City will hold the Winter Olympics in 2034.
It's a minute away, but yeah, Salt Lake City, all those ski slopes. Our weather brought to you by the Urbana Park District.
Neighborhood Nights is tonight. It's Wednesday, 6:30 to 8, Southridge Park with Calesia as our entertaining band. Free popcorn and lemonade. Bring your chair on out, urbanaparks.org.
We have a Stever. Stand by.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. A pretty uneventful spell of weather ahead, with the exception of a weak frontal boundary to come through the area. We'll generate a couple of showers and thunderstorms later on this morning to our north and northwest, and closer to home this afternoon. In between, partly sunny, 85 on a light wind, and storms and shower activity paling in comparison to some of the severe stuff of last week. Far different setup. For tonight, partly cloudy after an evening shower thunderstorm risk. We'll bottom out at 65 as winds come around light northwest to north. For the day tomorrow, mostly sunny, bit less humid in the afternoon, high up to 82. Cooler tomorrow night still with clear sky and a low down to 59. Sunny and 83. The outlook on Friday, 85 on Saturday. Maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon on Sunday, the high up around 87. And the seasonal heat and humidity for Monday through Wednesday of next week. Monday overnight lows in the low 70s, daytime highs low 90s, and maybe an afternoon thunderstorm as well. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
You've set your financial goals. One kid plans to go Big Ten, the other Ivy. Your bucket list includes seaside sunrises and sunsets on the slopes, or perhaps a second home away from it all. Busey Bank can help develop the right investment strategy to take charge of the years ahead. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Proud to be the official bank of the Fighting Illini. Member FDIC.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
AT&T only matched expectations for its earnings, and its revenue was disappointing, but the stock is higher, partly because AT&T is signing up more customers with a monthly bill. It's also adding more AT&T fiber customers. AT&T shares are up 5%. General Dynamics just reported a mixed quarter. The stock is higher. Alphabet shares are losing ground, though earnings top forecast. Wall Street was expecting stronger ad revenue growth. Tesla's discounting to boost sales cut into earnings in the recent quarter. Sales softened anyway, and the stock is slumping. LVMH saw its sales decline in the recent quarter, joining other luxury brands. Apparently, the post-pandemic boom in high-end luxury products is fading. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jenny Cosola, invested in you.
From the Fox News Podcasts Network, the Fox News Rundown, a contrast of perspectives you won't hear anywhere else. Your daily dose of news twice a day, going far beyond the headlines, tapping into the massive reporting resources of Fox News to provide a full picture of the news of the day.
I'm Dana Perino.
I'm Brett Baer.
I'm Maria Bartiromo.
I'm Brian Kilmeade, and this is the Fox News Rundown.
Subscribe and listen now by going to foxnewspodcasts.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Hi, I'm Tyler Weaver, president of Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery. It's time to come home to Carpet Weavers. We don't want you to just like your new floors. We want you to love them. From waterproof floors and carpet to furnitures and design advice, we've got a team of experts on your side. We'll get you the best price and the best quality products. And complete your home with furniture and accessories. Buy it all with free financing too. Come home to Carpet Weavers, where floors, furniture, and family meet.
All right, so Joe Biden does speak tonight. He'll explain why he stepped away.
Okay.
It'll be interesting to see. See what he's planning here for his final 6 months. I think he's doing an Oval Office, which is unusual. He hasn't done a lot of those.
Okay.
He did after Donald Trump. They tried to kill Donald Trump. And he spoke there a week or so ago. But, yeah, I guess the question is if he can't, run and be capable of a campaign, why would he be capable of president? But I've again, if you've listened to us, I've been on this for 2 years. I said, who's? I'm hearing everybody say, well, who's running? I've said, who's running the White House for how long have I said that?
I know.
It hasn't been a mystery if you...
The memes you see of, Weekend at Bernie's with Biden's face on that actor's.
And I think there is a honeymoon period with Kamala Harris. Whatever she is, her policies and her ideology is just way left. Think Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Think the Squad. This is as left as the Democrats have ever, it's as left as anybody's ever nominated. And to get this, Black Lives Matter, who Kamala helped bail out people protesting during Black Lives Matters, they came out last night with a statement said they don't agree with what's happened. They don't think it's democratic. She's being anointed. She's a major party presidential candidate without ever receiving a vote. Oh, they voted for her. They voted for Biden-Harris. No, they voted for Joe Biden. And then the Trump campaign filed a complaint with the Federal Election Commission, FEC, who the executive director of the FEC was on TV saying they can't take Biden's money. That's not right. I don't have the power to do anything. People will have to take it to court. But the Trump campaign came and said, listen, they gave the money to Joe Biden. The people that gave that money and should by right say, I want my money back. And I think they can, but it's a hassle to get it back.
Well, I'm hearing Vice President Kamala Harris's coffers are now at $126 million.
I think on her own, but there's another $91 million that Biden has. And so the thought is, well, she can just take that. Well, not by law. That's against the rules, so to speak, but I guess we can pick and choose our rules, maybe? I don't know. I know that it's not what people that gave the money to Joe Biden can say, I want all my money back, and they're supposed to give it to you. We'll see how that plays out. Doubt if you hear much about that either.
Well, Israel Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu addressing Congress today and not having any upper administration represented. I just don't get that.
Well, remember, the Republicans control. This is a joint session, though, I think. Senate and the House will be there. But how, if you are the major Democratic Party candidate for president, how are you not there?
Right.
She has a function. She had something already.
Indianapolis at a fraternity or sorority or something?
You have to be there for your top ally.
This is a crucial crossroads
Israel.
for this war.
Say, well, other people have done it. No, not in this time. Not after the October 7 massacre and the war going on with Hamas.
Right.
You got to be there. It's a bad political move. Why would a Jewish person ever have confidence in Kamala Harris if you don't even stand with your top ally, Benjamin Netanyahu, in Israel? Because anti-Semitic is like a thing. Or anti-Jew is very vocal and very out front. They used to hide that stuff, but not anymore. And it's dangerous and it's wrong.
Well, when he got off the plane, I don't think we had any
we just
dignitaries there to meet him.
Had a few guys in suits, but Anthony Blinken didn't go. Of course, Joe has COVID and all that. So.
Right.
But anyway, it's a head shaker why she wouldn't sit with Benjamin Netanyahu. I have something scheduled. Yeah, well, cancel it. Okay, my friends, 727. We have a Stever. This is the program where I actually give you something of value and you get to keep it. I know. So here today from Land's Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground, we have, this is just unbelievable. I'm giving you a year worth of the Orange Comfort Club.
I love that.
They're taking care of the checkups on the furnace, the AC, they're checking your plumbing, the sump pump, the hot water heater, your underground, they'll take a camera, all free.
Talk about peace of mind.
It's all free. It's $500. You don't have to pay anything. And you'll get scheduled and it'd be like, Bob's back.
Yeah, we got you.
It's unbelievable, and this is okay. So I'm paying your way. I'm going to do this for two people today. I'll spend $1,000 on you today, and you don't spend any.
So click around at landsinc.com if you want to find more details on the Orange Comfort Club. That you'll be a member.
Yeah, you join for $39 a month,
right?
And then it's peace of mind.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll buy it for you today, and all you do to win this is tell me you'd like it.
I ran into somebody who didn't realize you had to change the filters. Remember when they first changed your filters and it looked like a piece of cardboard? It was so clogged.
And your point is? Well,
some people don't realize it, like you.
My heating bill was $900.
Wow.
Well, couldn't breathe.
I know.
It's cardboard.
Choking it off.
I said, what did you change? The filter. What's that?
Exactly.
All right, so I'm doing that for you. You just text me LANZ, L-A-N-Z. I can lead a horse to water, people. This is a heck of a deal. 217-359-2255. Who wants $500 today? It's LANZ Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Underground Stever offer for you on the Fisher National Bank text line. All right, 217-359-2255. I pay it all.
Uh-huh.
What am I doing? LANZ Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Underground coming back. It's Wednesday. We know what that means. Ed Martin, who is on the inside of the Trump people and campaign. He's next with Brother Johnny. Stand by. Here's the deal. When you combine State Farm home and auto insurance, you save an average of $889. State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is ready to help you combine home and auto and save right here in Champaign-Urbana. Call 352-1411 today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Average annual per household savings based on a 2019 national survey by State Farm of new policyholders who reported savings by switching to State Farm.
I'm Elizabeth McDonald, and this is the Fox Business Report.
When it comes to finding a reliable vehicle, look no further than Sarah Champagne, your trusted automotive destination. They carry a lineup of top brands, including Honda, BMW, Subaru, GMC, and Buick. And they're not just about cars, they're about people. Their team is dedicated to providing you with trustworthy service and dependable vehicles that fit your lifestyle. Experience the difference at Sarah Champagne. Visit Sarah, S-E-R-R-A, Champagne.com.
Hey, Papa, President Biden speaks to the nation for the first time since dropping out of the race for another term.
Looks like this speech tonight is going to be less of a rallying cry to get behind Kamala Harris than a heart-to-heart with the country after the president's longest allies told him that his 54 years in public service needed to come to an end.
Fox's Jackie Hiron, it's set for 8 p.m. Eastern. The FBI leading the probe into the assassination attempt on former President Trump. FBI Director Chris Wray will answer questions this morning in front of the House Judiciary Committee. Texas Congressman Lance Gooden.
I want to know what information they have. I want to know what the plan is. I want to know what resignations are taking place. I want to know who's going to be held accountable, how this is not going to happen again. And I don't want any secrets.
The Republican on Fox. The International Olympic Committee picks Salt Lake City, Utah to host the 2034 Winter Games. America's listening to Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. Well, Governor Pritzker endorsing Vice President Harris to replace Joe Biden. Governor says Harris has proven she possesses the skills, strength, and character to lead this country. He adds that she represents the Democratic Party's best chance to beat Donald Trump in November. Pritzker's endorsement comes after he reportedly been considered a possible contender to replace Biden. 2 more people recently charged after incidents took place at April's pro-Palestine protest at the University of Illinois campus. 35-year-old Elizabeth Sataropoulos of Champaign and 25-year-old Joseph Kleckner of Savannah, each charged with mob action and obstructing a peace officer. New state law will allow more people to get help from the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program. It'll expand LIHEAP eligibility to people living in subsidized housing and anyone spending no more than 30% of their household income on rent. The change also applies to people who pay for energy services through their monthly rent. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. Weather this morning brought to you by Kramer Siding and Window.
Your premier provider for home improvements. Siding, windows, doors, roofing, outdoor living. Find out more at kramersiding.com.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign and vicinity. Weak frontal boundary on the move, and with it, a couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking out as the day wears on today, perhaps close by this morning, more so this afternoon. Nothing heavy or widespread or severe. With a partly sunny sky up to 85 and a light southwest to west wind for tonight. A couple of showers and thunderstorms around this evening, then partly cloudy the overnight, light northwest to north wind down to 65, and a very comfortable air mass for midsummer time tomorrow through Saturday. Sunshine, a bit less humidity in the air as well tomorrow night, and then Sunday and 83 on Friday. For the weekend, we'll make a run to 85 on Saturday. Humidity comes up on Sunday. There may be a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Highs at 87, and a typical late July, early August setup around here of seasonal heat and humidity with low 90s by day, low 70s at night, Monday through Friday next week, and each day maybe a random shower and thunderstorm in some parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solke.
It's Wednesday. Here we go. President of the Eagle Forum and Legal Defense Fund, and one of the main participants in forming the Republican platform this year. He is Ed Martin. Ed, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing great. Glad to be home. And sleeping in my own bed instead of a hotel room in Milwaukee. Nothing against Milwaukee or hotel rooms, but glad to be home.
Brother Johnny's down in Tennessee at one of the Christian camps that he has put together. With just unbelievably good 400 children learning about Jesus this week. How's it going, Johnny?
Great, Stevie. We got excitement. It's a little rainy, a little misty. It's wet. It's muddy. The kids are wet. The camps got that. We've got the invigorating camp smell in those cabins. Great, Stevie. It's great, Ed. It's great.
All right. There's a lot to talk about, Ed. We'll begin, I guess, with what happened with the assassination attempt, what we've learned. The Secret Service director resigned yesterday, Kim Cheadle. They announced somebody new today. What is your overall overarching take on what you've learned from what happened?
Yeah, I'm of two minds. Part of me wants to engage in some of the conspiracy. I want to say to myself,
what did they know, when did they know it, about what happened, because it's Trump and it was so obvious. On the other hand, the more the details come out, what you really start to see is general incompetence. You know, there were effectively three agencies involved: the Secret Service and two local agencies. I think one with a sniper team and one with just security. And they all were not communicating well, and they were all doing one thing and the other was doing another. And you expect better, but I'd be honest, guys. I'm a guy that has watched closely since January 6th. 3.5 years ago now, what happened with the pipe bomb, and Secret Service at the DNC with then Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. And they walked past the bomb. They let civilians walk past the bomb. The Secret Service dogs didn't track the bomb, supposed bomb. So incompetence of the Secret Service is not surprising to me. I think it's more surprising to Americans, that this could be going on. So I tend to default to that. And then you look at that director. Again, I have the ability. I have the great position of not caring what anybody thinks or says about me or my job. But I'm not held hostage, so I can say it. Clearly, a friend of Jill Biden or a friend of somebody in the Biden campaign, clearly hired because she was a woman. She was running Pepsi Cola's, Cheeto Protection Agency before she became the head of the Secret Service. I mean, this is insanity. So it was a DEI hire, and that's what you get when you don't hire the best. Again, maybe the best person is a black Secret Service agent somewhere, but it's not this woman. So she fell apart. It looks terrible. And the only good news is I think everybody in Kamala Harris's world is going to say that was Joe Biden's hiring, not mine. But it's a mess. And I think American people, the real problem is we're getting more and more, we're distrusting everything. And that's not a great way to live.
Well, I got to say, Eddie, I'm pulling for the best case scenario, which is total incompetence. And I'm hoping it was a lone gunman. But the other side of it is, first of all, the powers that be are just acting like something's up, which is, we're going back to 1963, and not just John Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, Martin Luther King, George Wallace, Reagan. It's tough when most things we see can be described by Yogi Berra. It's deja vu all over again. And you never feel like we're going to get any kind of answers about some key questions, like why they let Trump on the stage when there was a certified threat in the area. Right there. Yeah. And that's hard to believe that there was that level of incompetence, because those guys are pretty good in terms of the individuals and the training. It was a first time since Reagan thing, so the real thing versus practice is a lot different. But I hope we find out some things. But I'm glad the president of the United States, Donald Trump, is okay. It's a shame about the whole thing.
All right, Ed Martin, issue 2, the anointing of Kamala Harris. Get this. She helped bail out Black Lives Matter protesters. We know about that. And maybe even Antifa. But Black Lives Matter comes out with a statement last night and says they want a snap primary and don't think it's right Kamala's the person without any votes.
Yeah, I think that's kabuki theater on the left. I don't think anything is done. I think they're doing that to make it look like she's distant from them. I wouldn't be surprised if someday someone, maybe it's when we all get to heaven and we get full knowledge of everything. Kamala's campaign called and said, "Hey, do this so it helps us look distant."
Wow.
Right now we're in the coronation, if not canonization stage of the media coverage. She's the most amazing, talented, genius, unbelievable, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, with all the horsepower behind the media, the fake news, it's probably going to work for a lot of people. So you're going to see that she is the nominee. I thought you were going to say something else. She was clearly ready. I love seeing politicians act like politicians. She was clearly ready to roll up on Biden as soon as he said uncle. And, as you point out, she had all the ducks lined up and ready to go. And then, Pritzker, with his billions of dollars in Illinois, thought maybe I could jump in, and then pretty quickly realized that not going to happen. I think one aspect of that that's underrated is when you run a presidential campaign, there are literally, this is not an exaggeration, there are hundreds of people making six figures and a great living, and some of them making seven figures off of a campaign because it's a billion-dollar operation. Those people have a lot invested in getting a transition to the sort of same campaign. If you notice, she didn't fire any of the people at the top. They all stayed. They're all staying and making lots and lots of money. So you're talking about $1 billion corporation where the main players are able to shift the system right over to them and stay right where they are. So, Kamala acted like a classic politician. I don't disrespect it. I sort of admire it. And here we are, and we're into a real challenge because they're not going to cover her inadequacies anymore. They're not going to cover her problems. They're going to make her look and sound like the greatest politician since, Golda Meir, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I got to say, though, Eddie, so Steve was saying Joe will not be the candidate, and you were saying he'll never step down. And you were both, Eddie, you were both right. You were both right.
Yeah.
He never stepped down, and he's not the candidate. And so I think actually that has an influence that won't be covered, but still exists, which is that didn't go well. And I think it was quite offensive to a lot of people, the way they managed Joe. Their plan didn't work. They were supposed to have Trump in jail by now. Didn't work. So they panicked. They probably could have done just as well if they kept covering Joe Biden. But we saw right in front of us, switch off, Joe's gone, and here goes the media, and tore him to shreds. Now, switch on, Kamala. She's another Margaret Thatcher. The girl's got record. She'll put her record up against Trump. And she was a prosecutor for 2010 to 2018. Her real problem with the record is there seems to be a 6-year gap in her resume. So we need to vet that a little bit. But I don't think that she could win an election in the old-fashioned way where you talk about your issues and what you believe. This is a real test, Eddie, of the Democratic neo-machine here with the media, with big tech, and with their voting processes. Can they get Kamala in? Because if they can, they win. It is what it is. They've won and have taken over the country if they can get that candidate elected as president. And Reince Priebus still say you'll see this bubble of love for about 3 weeks. She'll crash and they'll switch again.
Yeah, I do think I do think that they're stuck with the most unlikable candidate, and I did read some coverage about how difficult it is for a VP to escape the presidential. Al Gore was damaged by having to run with Clinton's personal foibles, etc. But I agree with you, and I will say one more thing about that, Johnny, to go to what you've said for years now about the election integrity. If we're all distracted by trying to define Kamala and the media is saying how great she is, remember, it comes down to 10 or 20,000 votes in about 5 counties in the country that swing the swing state, if it's as close as it's ever been. And if you tell me that the 10 or 11 or 12 million illegals that are being registered to vote are not a part of padding that system where they can flip 30 or 40,000 votes, my question is, why isn't it? I mean, these people are so effective at being, nasty and terrible liars and gaming the system and playing these games. If they didn't figure out a way to move 30,000 votes in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, it'd be a surprise. I mean, they're not incompetent that way. So we are facing down a problem. And again, I don't think Republicans, I was there, we're on a high. This president is the strongest president in terms of his policies, his personality, his success we've seen on the Republican side since Reagan. I mean, just unbelievable. Should be a landslide. But we're not living in a world where landslides are allowed by the powers that be. And Republicans may be, sort of asleep at the switch, thinking how great it's going because, again, they just have to move 10,000, 20,000 votes in 6 counties, and you lose Pennsylvania, and the game's over.
I think that, don't forget party unity. So, the Republicans are in a good spot. But the Democrats also need that 50 or 60 million real votes, Eddie. And that's where I don't know what Trump, and I was saying that the level of intensity of Trump's derangement system has dropped. It's actually increased in a very small sliver of people. But in a lot of people, it's like, well, shoot, he's not that bad. And now they checkmated themselves into Kamala Harris. And I give them credit. They've embraced it and said, oh, okay, look, this is it. Let's go for it and see what we got anyway. And don't think they're not saying the same thing, which is if we get her in, we can do anything. And so we'll see how the American people handle this, because we do not want her as president. I was telling Stevie yesterday, because we had a few chats earlier, and I'm much more comfortable with Joe as president, and I hope he doesn't step down this evening. And I think he was probably a little worse than he was 2 or 3 years ago, but generally that he's done a very good job in terms of this is what the progressives wanted. What we are having right now is where they want to go, and they're not done yet. You think we got crime now? Let more people in. You think we've got lack of law enforcement? Give them another 4 years. And then you're going to have to wonder about who's going to be brave enough to go to the store. So, yeah, it does affect us. Well, and I don't know, Stevie. I don't think that she'll win, and I don't know if she'll be the candidate even. But we're just watching at this point.
Well, this would be obviously the most liberal leftist ever on a major party ticket, and it's people just need to say, if I don't like the borders, if I don't like the crime, if I don't like the inflation, if I don't like men playing on girls' teams, men's and women's teams, then this is the policy that will extend and get more so. She's talking about $1 trillion Green New Deal. It'll get worse. So if you don't like what's going on, but listen, if she wins, I don't think the Republicans win again, Ed.
I worry about that. I agree with you on that. Maybe I agree with you in the Johnny sense that if they can push her over the line, they can do it for anybody, and we have to admit that it's sort of over. But I'm whipsawed because, as you said, I thought Joe Biden would hang on. I really did. I didn't think they'd ever get him to yield, and they did. And I'm not as confident in my predictions. But until about yesterday afternoon, I would have said the following: she's the worst candidate they could get. And after about a week, they're going to get polling that shows you can't find. I'm sorry, you can't find a white guy in Western Pennsylvania that looks up and says, "Oh yeah, I want Kamala Harris cackling at me." That's not happening. I was with Trump's pollster. His name's John McLaughlin. He's very experienced, very well-known guy. I was asking him about how you move Catholic voters and get Catholic voters motivated. And he said, when Biden was on the ticket this last week, he said, don't talk to Irish Catholics. Irish Catholics think Joe Biden is just fine because they recognize the type. They look up and they go, oh, yeah, that's how, Ted Kennedy got liberal too, but I like those guys, And he said, go move the Poles, Polish American Catholics, go move some of the Eastern European American Catholics. So my point is, I would have said so yesterday afternoon when I started to see how well the media was going to cover this, that they were, and my worry now is that they're going to cover her so with such lies that we won't see it. But I would have said she's going to be, you just can't, the black men are not going to like Kamala Harris. I'm talking to, you got to remember, Phyllis Schlafly used to teach, you don't get 51% of the people to agree with you. You get clusters of people that relate to your candidate and agree with you. So you get 10% of the 51% are pro-lifers. 12% are military folks, right? And so, we'll see what happens with that in terms of, but there are underlying some details, guys. Indian American voters are a huge block of voters, and they tend to vote blocks. They went like 70% for Hillary, and then they came back and went further for Trump. So and then what's her name? Kamala is half Indian, not American Indian, but Indian. India's subcontinent. So it is just chaos. I will one last prediction that I still stick with: Chicago will be a mess for the Democrats because there's going to be grandstanding by the Gaza left and others, and I think they will still make it a big mess. And that will be interesting to see how Kamala navigates that because she's not going to be president. She's not going to be as strong.
I don't know. She's dissing Netanyahu, so the pro-Palestinians will like that. And going back to Pennsylvania, I told the listeners that, in my opinion, which doesn't mean much, I did just get a cup of coffee, but I still had to pay the $4. But I think that she'll pick the Pennsylvania governor, who's a 60% winner, and he's Jewish, so there is a balance there. Oh, she can't. Well, she could get Pennsylvania with that pick. That's one case where the vice president could make a difference, because if he helped her get Pennsylvania, then that's huge. Yeah. And I've been worried about that state for 2 years, because we got to get Pennsylvania. And there's all kinds. You get the strategies and this stuff, but overall, I think that there's a big check here in the middle of voters who could switch and are not totally decided and are always been a little wishy-washy, who are just not going to be in for Kamala, and are now much more used to the possibility or the idea of Trump being president for 4 more years. So I think we're okay if they have Kamala Harris.
Well, we'll see. I've got to let you guys go, but I want to read what I read this morning. They're crediting this with a German historian and philosopher named Hannah Arendt, and it goes like this. This constant lying is not aimed at making the people believe a lie, but at ensuring no one believes anything anymore. A people that can no longer distinguish between truth and lies cannot distinguish between right and wrong. And such a people, deprived of the power to think and judge, is, without knowing and willing it, completely subjected to the rule of lies. With such a people, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, now you know why we're trying to get a little bit more grounding into our children at these camps and get them more in touch with the Bible and the great creator of the universe, which is where you find the truth. So that sums it up.
Yeah, well, and I would say this, guys. I was at that convention last week, and the Republican convention, thousands of people there. I've been to a lot of these things, and I've seen a lot of folks. And when you go to a convention like that, you get a cross-section. There are heavy hitters, the money guys, and the leaders, but you get a lot of rank-and-file people that saved up to come to this event. They wanted to be there, and it was very Trumpy, right? It was the first one. I was only at 16. There was a virtual one in 2020. 16, it was still a old Republican Party. But this was Trumpy. And I'll tell you, there's a spirit of people that is very American, and it's not secular, but it's not only Christian. There was a Jewish communities there. There was these Hindi communities. There's a sense of, in America, at our best, that we believe in God. It's not clear which religion people believe in always, right? And if they don't go enough and they don't study their Bible enough, but they believe in God. And somehow when you believe in a transcendent God, it makes it impossible to, as Hannah Arendt described, to sort of fall into that. It's why the communists and the Marxists want to get rid of God, and they want to disrupt the family. Because if you're a father and you go to church every week, your kids will believe in God. That's the fact. They know this. They studied it. They may not go to church later, but they'll believe in God. So I came away thinking, wow, the American spirit at that event was resurgent. It was surging, but it wasn't only Christian, right? It wasn't. I actually said to someone, "Where's the prayer? I want a prayer meeting." There wasn't any prayer. There wasn't a prayer breakfast. I should have had one. And there wasn't, but God was there. And I think that's America. And so I'm actually encouraged that there is that American spirit, a belief in a transcendent God is present. And I think that's what's coming, which is why it's such a big election. Because I just feel like,
I don't think it was only at the convention. I think that's true now to a large extent across America, and it's out of the control of the machine. That's what we have to pray for, that there's enough of that spirit that can discern, I don't think this is going to be good, let's go with this. And they have to take for granted this base of people that'll actually really vote and then add to it. And I think that base has been eaten away out here. So I know Stevie Jay going to cut us off. I think Johnny and I should just have our own show.
That's right. No question. No question. Yeah.
Before I want 10 seconds. I'll try to say in 10 seconds. When God spared Donald Trump from being destroyed on TV, we would have watched his head explode on TV, and we would have been scarred in a way that 9/11 couldn't scar you because you could only see the people dying from a distance. It would have changed the history of the world. And God did that. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows he should have died. Everybody knows that a high-powered rifle with a monkey can take that shot. And he didn't die. And Trump said it. So by the time you're done, you don't have to wonder if the miracles of Jesus Christ in the Bible were real. You just saw one.
Yeah.
And now the miracles in the Bible are possible in a way that they weren't. And I think the country is like, okay, I see it's a little different, and now I'm not thinking the same way. And that changes how we live, which is awesome.
Guys,
to close, Steve, I got to remind you of the New York liberal who said after the assassination attempt, I think God wants Trump to be president.
That's right. That's right. Ed and Johnny, I appreciate both of you. Thank you so much. I can't wait to talk next week, guys. I really do. It's Johnny and Ed on Wednesdays on the Tapman's Towing phone line. Weather this morning brought to you by Busey for over 155 years. Member FDIC.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. A pretty uneventful spell of weather ahead, with the exception of a weak frontal boundary to come through the area. We'll generate a couple of showers and thunderstorms later on this morning to our north and northwest, and closer to home this afternoon. In between, partly sunny, 85 on a light wind, and storms and shower activity paling in comparison to some of the severe stuff of last week. Far different setup. For tonight, partly cloudy after an evening shower thunderstorm risk. We'll bottom out at 65 as winds come around light northwest to north. For the day tomorrow, mostly sunny, bit less humid in the afternoon, high up to 82. Cooler tomorrow night, still with a clear sky and a low down to 59. Sunny and 83. The outlook on Friday, 85 on Saturday. Maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon on Sunday, the high up around 87. And the seasonal heat and humidity for Monday through Wednesday of next week. Among the overnight lows in the low 70s, daytime highs low 90s, and maybe an afternoon thunderstorm as well. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
Ladies and gentlemen, our friend Steve Suderman at Good Vibes, locally owned and operated well over 50 years. The Olympics are upon us, and I bet you have a television that would just shock us.
I have several, but I want to tell you a story. Last week I had a problem with my internet. The cable was almost on the ground, kind of that windstorm. My choices were a chat box or call into this line where you're the 13th in line, or we'll call you back when you won't lose your place. Yeah, right. I needed help, and a chat box to somebody in somewhere else isn't real help. We got a new cat. It was time for the old one to go away, and now they're not getting along. We emailed the Champaign County Health or Humane Society helpline. Shortly after, got a call from the Cat Whisperer. It feels like help. Now, you can buy a new car and not be able to set the clock. And chat support is not going to get you how you set your clock in your new car. You can get a new LG TV. You can pay the same you'd pay at Amazon. A new Sony Bravia 7. Make those Olympics look like you absolutely won't believe it. But if you need to set that up yourself, you might need help. Or if something goes wrong with something you own. We're not a chat box. We don't even have one. We'll answer the phone. Yeah. We speak good English. Phone support over the is free that way. If we come to your house, it may not be free, but we can come to your house, and usually pretty promptly. And if you need help, this is a place you can get help. I'm very proud of that. That's something we've hung our hat on for many years. But when I go out and shop or have an experience and I can't get help, it makes me all the prouder of what we do here.
It's unbelievable. Nobody can do that. You call Good Vibes, they will answer the phone. You might get somebody that can actually help you, and they're local. And my, oh my, it is so refreshing. Tell people what happens when you buy a discontinued model. What is that about?
Generally, that's fine. If you buy the thing online and it says open box, or you buy it at Best Buy and it says open box, it's buyer beware, because it's almost certainly been returned. Might be returned for wrong color. Might be returned because it was not right and needs refurbished, and then you're buying a problem. But discontinued just means you're getting it at end-of-life pricing, and that's a good deal.
But
the new model might be a little better.
Yeah.
And,
well, I mean, but if I'm not buying it from you, who helps me? I mean, really?
Some 800 number.
Yeah, that's what I mean. For that kind of stuff.
1-800, I don't care.
Exactly, and I don't want that. So how can people find you? And I'm playing the Olympic theme because that's going to be wonderful. But you can go into Good Vibes and find something. They'll put it on your wall. They'll be there when you call. It's you're a dinosaur, man. Nobody's doing that. I love it, though. I love it.
Scales to prove it. Yes, sir.
I love it. How can we connect with you, my friend?
Call us up at 351-0909. Visit us on the web at gvibes.com, or by all means, drop by the store at 2010 Round Barn Road.
You're the man. Thank you, Steve. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Stevie.
Opening ceremony 6:30 on Friday, and Coco Gauff to carry the flag for the Americans on the female side, and LeBron James for the men. So pretty cool opening ceremony in Paris.
That's always fun to watch.
And to see that on a new TV from Goodbye.
Here you go. All right, ESPN 93.5. We'll be back. 8 o'clock hour just ahead. That's Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
I am Stevie J, and it's coming up on 8 o'clock. You're listening to WXJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
He'll set a record. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. When Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addresses Congress today for the fourth time, eclipsing Churchill as the most for a world leader ever, but not everyone's welcoming him. That's outside Congress, where a large fence is up. More pro-Palestinian protesters are expected. About 200 arrested yesterday, angry about the war in Gaza. Some Democrats plan to boycott or not be there for some reason.
Most notable is Kamala Harris, the vice president, of course. She would have been sitting right behind the prime minister next to House Speaker Mike Johnson. She'll be addressing a sorority in Indiana today instead. And at least 18 House Democrats and 9 Senate Democrats are also expected to skip Netanyahu's address.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson at the Capitol. Tomorrow, both President Biden and Vice President Harris will meet with Netanyahu. Tonight, we'll hear from the president about finishing his term, which some Republicans don't think he should after dropping out of the 2024 race. In her first rally since taking over as presumptive Democratic nominee, Vice President Harris said near Milwaukee she's ready to take on former President Trump.
I will proudly put my record against his any day of the week.
Now, the former president tells reporters
Kamala Harris was appointed border czar, as you know, in March of 2021, and since that time, millions and millions of illegal aliens have invaded our country.
The Secret Service is recommending no more outdoor Trump rallies after the assassination attempt 11 days ago. An hour from now, FBI Director Christopher Wray will testify at another House hearing probing the shooting, and he may be asked about this new information.
Body cam video showing Thomas Matthew Crooks dead on the roof just after he opened fire on former President Trump. You can hear a Secret Service agent confirming to a local police officer that he did receive a photo of Crooks from a sniper prior to the shooting, after he saw him get off of a bike and set a bag down before losing sight of him.
Fox's Brooks Singman. America's listening to Fox.
Did you know that Pepto-Bismol provides fast 5-symptom relief for nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea? Of course you do, because everyone knows the Pepto song. But did you know that Pepto also comes in convenient and delightful solid forms?
Pepto has very fast melts, cherry chewables, liquid caps that make relief easy.
Pepto makes relief on the go easy. So when you overdo it, undo it with Pepto. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Well, since President Biden dropped out of the 2024 race on Sunday, Vice President Harris has raised $126 million. But the new presumptive Democratic nominee is facing a legal challenge from former President Trump to the Federal Election Commission about money raised before that.
The campaign accusing President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris of violating campaign finance laws by transferring his $91 million in fundraising cash to her new campaign. The Harris campaign calling the complaint baseless.
That's Fox's Ted Linder, and here's another campaign issue that could lead to legal challenges like in 2020.
With the general election less than 4 months away and with mail-in ballots expected to play a big role, state election directors from around the country are worried that the United States Postal Service may not be up to the task. At a meeting in Minneapolis, the Postal Service official in charge of election and government programs attempted to reassure the state election directors that it has a handle on it and vowed the inspector general will publish an election mail report next week with encouraging numbers, as it was put, regarding performance this year. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
There was a disaster in Nepal today. A plane caught fire on takeoff from Kathmandu and then crashed, killing everyone on board except the pilot. He was rescued alive. Delta's CEO says things will get back to normal tomorrow. It's only canceled 47 flights today after more than 5,000 were grounded since Friday when the airline was the worst affected by a global tech outage. The U.S. government is investigating how Delta handled the problems that affected a lot of passengers. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says,
one thing I directly reminded the CEO of is that they do have that responsibility to provide cash refunds.
On Wall Street, stocks could drop big. Futures are falling 300 points for the NASDAQ. 2 days before the Summer Olympics start in Paris with the opening ceremony, the 2034 Winter Games have been awarded to Salt Lake City, Utah. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's a look at local news. 2 more people recently charged for incidents that took place at April's pro-Palestine protest at the University of Illinois campus. 35-year-old Elizabeth Sataropoulos of Champaign and 25-year-old Joseph Kleckner of Savannah were each charged with mob action and obstructing a peace officer. Champaign County State's attorney says they were arraigned on Tuesday last week. Public being shown body cam video of the deadly deputy-involved shooting of Sonia Massey earlier this month in Springfield. Sangamon County Sheriff's Office released footage showing former Deputy Sean Grayson shooting the black woman to death inside her home July 6. It happened after Massey called 911 to report a possible intruder. If you're looking for a part-time job in Urbana, there may be an opportunity for you. The city asking the Census Bureau for a recount. Mayor Diane Marlin says getting help to make that happen is more important now than ever before. The city losing about $750,000 a year for the 10 years because of the undercount back in 2020. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Thank you, Jim. It is 8:06 in Champaign-Urbana in East Central Illinois. Thank you for listening. Our meteorologist is Greg Solier. He knows how to read those weather things that he does.
Yep.
That I learned superficially. So, Diane, we learned superficially about quadrants.
Right. You and I both had a weather class at EIU, I believe, at different times of life, of course, and I needed that science requirement before graduating. And
mine was 8 a.m. What time was yours?
I think the same.
8 a.m. It was a 5-day-a-week class.
Right.
And actually, it was my last semester.
Really? Wow.
My last semester in class.
My last semester, too. And I had to get that science requirement in.
But I was kind of an average guy student because sometimes I wouldn't go to class and things like that, like normal kids.
I mean, you and I.
No, not you.
My last semester, I had all A's except weather climate. I got a B.
Okay.
Oh, I was trying.
Too bad though.
All A's except that last semester. What that indicated, I actually grew up a little bit. I took it more seriously.
My last semester at NIU, I just needed to get something to burn another 3 credit hours. I shot pool. I learned pool, billiards.
Wow.
Now that's
fun.
Aced the class. It was great.
Yeah, that's not the good.
Not quite the science requirement I had to have before graduating.
Nor the one I needed, but I had those already racked up. So.
Okay, good for you.
I knew about the low pressure, high pressure quadrants very superficially. You actually eat and drink this stuff.
And if it's wet and it comes out of the clouds and the ground is wet and the rock is wet, then it's rain, right?
Yeah.
Exactly
right. Meteorologist Greg Soye knows our forecast and what we got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. What are we looking like?
Well, kind of par for the course, typical stuff around here. At least one more comfortable air mass to enjoy around these parts as we move through the second half of the week and early on into the weekend. Another frontal boundary on the move, but this one coming in from the north and northwest, much weaker, and we don't have all the dynamics racked up in the atmosphere that we did last week in generating flooding rain and weeks gone by and severe weather as well. Man, in fact, just a marginal risk for anything to get kind of out of control this afternoon. So we'll be in good shape if we're going to check out the Champaign County Fair, but we do have a little rain on the radar this morning. It's up north and northeast of Bloomington normal. You get up towards Pontiac, a little shower activity there. They're at 66 now, 69, and some shower activity over the western end of Kankakee County and dotting parts of northern Ford right now. 72 at Willard and Savoy and Danville, 69 as mentioned at Bloomington normal. And so a shower probably passing north of Champaign for this morning, a little closer to home with maybe a rumble of thunder in a couple of spots this afternoon and early on this evening. Only about half the area will see rain out of this thing. And high temperatures that stay, again, pretty comfortable for the time of year, likely to top out at around 85. The winds will come around light northwest to north tonight. Stray shower thunderstorm this evening. Overnight lows down to 65. Good looking midsummer time and feeling weather here tomorrow, Friday, and at least a fair amount of Saturday. 82 tomorrow, 59 tomorrow night, 83 on Friday, and a Saturday high of 85. And then humidity creeps back in, maybe a thunderstorm in spot Sunday afternoon. Highs around 87. Then typical late July, early August stuff around here. Gets hot, gets It's humid. It'll be just that, a little north of 90 by day, low 70s at night, maybe an afternoon thunderstorm at a couple of spots Monday to Friday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldgang.
Yeah, FBI has also never held a press conference on the assassination attempt. Well, here's the problem. When anybody comes out, whether it be Secret Service or FBI, and they give you the answers, there'll be plenty of people who just aren't going to believe it. Mm-hmm. That's not what happened. It's where we are. Because
I mean, as soon as I got the text on July 13th saying Trump was shot, was all I got on my text, okay? So then I'm like, whoa. My family vacation was happening, and we were kind of out of the loop on everything. So obviously we find a report. But then, what? You just keep seeing the clips over and over again. You don't know what's happening. And then I go to social media where I see staged.
Yeah, right.
I mean, what?
34% of people think Trump set this up to help his reelection. And it's like, wow. Okay, then you heard, well, it was the teleprompter and the shards from the glass cut his ear. That's not what happened.
Right.
But there's so many.
And then you hear more casualties.
Well, you hear about a guy. I heard the Senate candidate McCormick for Pennsylvania say, the guy behind me is in bad shape. And I got on it. My friend Bruce had texted me and said, have you heard there've been what sounds like gunshots at the rally, and it was 5 minutes after. And I immediately went on. I was at the computer, so I immediately was able to watch. And then I saw, even the early reports say he appears to be okay. Nobody mentioned the blood.
Right.
Because I don't think they could see it. And then when they started zooming in and getting a better look, it was clear that he had been, something had happened. And even then at that point, I said, well, maybe Secret Service took him down hard. Maybe it's from that.
Right.
And then just the way he reacted, like, flinched because he was hit, but took off the tip of his ear. It's just so unusual. And he learned that we all probably now know that the ear bleeds profusely. And so then they wanted to keep him down. He said, I'm not going out on a stretcher. I'm not going out on a stretcher. I need to let the people know I'm okay. And that's when he raised his fist and said, fight, fight, fight. Mm-hmm. And that's and then of course the American flag behind him. Again, it's just one of those moments in time in history. And to think it's divine and to think that God intervened, I totally believe that. I mean, this was not a difficult shot. The police that had distracted the shooter made the shooter go faster, and then still, even in a rush, he did not have a scope. My understanding, there's no scope.
Man.
He made a quick shot, and people say, well, it's a layup. I don't know in those circumstances if it was a layup.
Right.
He apparently would have blown off the back of Donald Trump's head had it not been for Trump turning his head to the chart that was showing the immigration numbers. And so it was God. It was divine that he was spared. I don't think there's any doubt. Now, for what purpose? Is he going to win? I don't know. He certainly was favored a week ago. Well, there's a whole lot of Kamala Harris good stuff that'll be coming out that people say, you know what, I sure like him better than Trump. I like Kamala better than Trump. But I think you have to really hold and say, okay, what do they believe? And it's dynamically different. I mean, Kamala Harris was defund the police. Kamala Harris is an open border. It's the wokeism that's infecting us, and it's an infection. Wokeism is an infection that is just going to bring us down, I believe. I mean, I'm not anti-Democrat. I'm anti-progressive wokeism. I think it's a very, very evil policy in a lot of cases. When they're talking about children having sex changes at age 7, that's just evil. There's no other explanation. You don't know if you're Batman, Superman, or a little boy at that point. And you decide you're going to be a girl? That's not what you do. Anyway, there's a lot going on, folks, and we're here and going to always try and touch on the interesting subject matter that is every single day. There's news every day.
Oh, my goodness.
Breaking news every day.
Right. And I feel like Kamala Harris, like her at a rally at West Allis in Wisconsin yesterday, I was hearing from people about her saying, my record is better than his. And
well, she also said, I'm a prosecutor. I know how to prosecute sex offenders and people that cheat the public. So I know Donald Trump.
Right.
they're going nuts. This is what they wanted. They have not had a chance to get in. He's a felon.
And now
you got to get in the felon word.
Vice President Kamala Harris is 59. It just feels so much different with the energy. And, they're going to play on that and have
listen, but think about
looking great.
Think about what they had. They had a guy that made you twist and nervous, and he can't talk. He can't. And now you got her. The bar was low. Anybody's going to be heralded as amazing based on where they came from. So they got rid of Joe Biden, and I don't know. I initially said it's going to be a threat to imprison the whole family.
Here's a poll saying black voters 76%, women voters 52% versus Trump's 47%. I mean, this is initial, of course, kind of a honeymoon period.
Well, you're gonna have polling, I think, that's going to show Kamala close because it has to, and it might even show her winning at this point because it's such a new thing. But again, if you're not happy with where we are right now, policy-wise, you're going to get more of the same. More of what you don't like will come if she wins because it's just far, far left. And I don't think America's going to want to go that far left because they don't like where we are now. All right, sports headlines.
So we have a 10:40 pregame and 11:35 start as the St. Louis Cardinals Pittsburgh Pirates series continues here on ESPN 93.5. 2-1 victors for the Cardinals yesterday, and let's get your Redbird recap.
Last night in Pittsburgh, another one-run game with the Cardinals beating the Pirates and Paul Skeens 2-1. A home run by Arenado in the fifth inning. And then the Pirates tied the game in the bottom of the eighth against JoJo Romero. O'Neill Cruz a double and a base hit for Nick Gonzalez. But the Cardinals came through on an 0-2 pitch to Alec Burleson in the ninth. The 0-2 pitch here for Alec Burleson. A swing, and there's a drive into right. That's a hit. Burleson drives in Ciani. On an 0-2 pitch, Burleson gets a hit to right to put up the run against Paul Skeens. 2-1 Cardinals, and that silences PNC Park. The save for Ryan Helsley is 33rd. Ryan Fernandez with his first Major League win, 1-2. Paul Skeens is 1-6 with the loss. And for the Cardinals starter, Lance Lynn, he picked up 2 strikeouts and has 2,000 strikeouts for his Major League career. The Cardinals go for the series win today on the air at 10:40.
We have Milwaukee beating the Cubs 1-0 yesterday.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Tough.
I know it.
I mean, by the way, the Cardinals beating Paul Skeens. This kid is the real deal. If he stays healthy, he's a Justin Verlander. He's you name any. This guy, wow, he's 21 years old, 6'6", 250 pounds, and he throws bullets. The guy throws rockets at you, 101 miles an hour. I mean, he's really good. Wow. And he can place it.
Well, 120 for that series to continue over on US 105.9.
Come on, Cubs, beat Milwaukee.
Exactly.
Come on.
Texas over the Chicago White Sox 3-2, 7:05 start. We've got the Olympics coming up, and Coco Gauff, the female flag bearer at the Paris Olympic opening ceremony with LeBron James carrying the flag for America on the men's side.
And the Illini football team predicted to be 13th out of 18 in the Big Ten.
I saw that after Big Ten Media Days yesterday in Indy.
As your high school student starts college and getting ready for going and have that talk, and even if you're applying this year, students and parents do overestimate college costs by as much as 200%. This is all coming from Busey. Students who overpredict net cost of college or report not knowing net costs at all are significantly less likely to apply. So you need to apply and not be afraid to check. 61% of students who didn't file the free application for federal student, the FAFSA form, thought they were ineligible for aid. That's, again, Busey's happy to sit with you. There's 529 savings plans. You can get information on how to prepare if your child's 8 years old. You got time. You can have a plan. College is closer than you think. The team of associates at Busey will ensure you're on track. Stop by one of their many convenient locations today. Call 800-67-BUSEY. You can get the whole process started, and they have peace of mind knowing you do have a plan. What are we going to do? I don't know. Well, what do you think? Investment product services not FDIC insured, may lose value, no bank guarantee. Check with your good friends from Busey. They've been there over 155 years. Member FDIC. Here's Greg Solier at 8:19.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for East Central Illinois, Champaign and Van vicinity. Weak frontal boundary on the move, and with it, a couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking out as the day wears on today, perhaps close by this morning, more so this afternoon. Nothing heavy or widespread or severe. With a partly sunny sky up to 85 and a light southwest to west wind for tonight. Couple of showers and thunderstorms around this evening, then partly cloudy in the overnight, light northwest to north wind down to 65, and a very comfortable air mass for midsummer time tomorrow through Saturday. Sunshine, a bit less humidity in the air as well tomorrow and Friday, the high to 82, 59 tomorrow night, and then Sunday and 83 on Friday. For the weekend, we'll make around to 85 on Saturday. Humidity comes up on Sunday. There may be a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Highs at 87, and a typical late July, early August setup around here of seasonal heat and humidity with low 90s by day, low 70s at night, Monday through Friday next week, and each day maybe a random shower and thunderstorm in some parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Solje.
I'm Neil Cavuto, and this is the Fox Business Report.
AT&T shares are higher after the telecom giant reported earnings that matched expectations, but it added phone plan and fiber subscribers. Google's parent company Alphabet shares are down 4%. Wall Street is disappointed with slower growth in ad revenue at YouTube. Tesla's quarter was disappointing. The stock is slumping. You'll find mortgages a little more affordable. The Mortgage Bankers Association's average slipped to 6.82%. Refinancing activity has picked up, but applications to buy a home decline. Delta shares continue to lose ground, though CEO Ed Bastian predicts Thursday will be a normal day for the airline after the update glitch in its cybersecurity system. In a statement, Bastian says Delta's been working around the clock. That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Ginny Cosola, invested in you.
I'm Dana Perino, co-host of The Five and co-anchor of America's Newsroom. Join me for my podcast, Perino on Politics. Every Monday, I'm going to talk to people I trust in politics as they tell me what they're seeing and thinking in the 2024 election cycle. This week, I'm joined by Fox News radio political analyst and editor-in-chief of Jewish Insider, Josh Kroshar, as we look at the historic reshaping of the 2024 presidential race. Available now on Apple, Spotify, and FoxNewsPodcasts.com.
Here's your OSF Healthcare Medical Minute.
Hi, this is Awad Al-Yami. I'm a pediatrician with OSF Healthcare. I think the most important thing about summertime is two things, is injury prevention. So make sure when you're around water, take care of water safety. And also when you're playing with bicycles and scooters, make sure your kids are wearing helmets. And the other thing is sunscreen and hydration. We do vaccines along with school physical visits and well child checks. School physical is actually a requirement from the state. Typically it's needed for pre-K every 2 years, kindergarten, 6th grade and 9th grade, okay? But also your child needs their well child check or annual visit for health supervision every year. You have all sorts of options to get scheduled. You can call over the phone, you can do it over online. If you have My Chart, you can do that as well. Or you can just walk into the office and we will help you out.
For more information, visit osfhealthcare.org.
Tonight. Oh, yeah. You want to see me some Raminator.
I love it.
We got Tim Hall Brothers Racing Team. Are you a Thomasboro guy, Tim?
I am.
Well, you got the Raminator. This thing, I need a ladder to get in, don't I?
Well, yeah, you do. And in fact, we got one for you. When the ride truck comes out this afternoon, we got one there, ladder that you can climb right up. It's easy. So anybody can climb up into Raminator, and we'll go for a ride later today.
You haul it? You can't drive that on the road, right?
No, we can't drive it on the road. We have to haul it in semis. We have we have some semis that are going to be hauling in the monster trucks from us here. This is kind of nice. We don't have to go very far. Heck, they hardly get warmed up, on this one. This one we get to go just right down the road to the fairgrounds, and got a couple of other buddies coming to race with us too. They're coming over from Indianapolis, so they don't have too far to travel either.
What are the dimensions of the Raminator?
Raminator is about 10 feet tall. It's 13 feet wide. Raminator, it has about 2,000 horsepower. 0 to 60 comes up pretty fast, even though it weighs 11,000 pounds.
Wow.
It's remarkable what they can do, with the trucks today. When Mark and I started 38 years ago in the monster truck business, it
it was quite a bit different than it is now. I remember we were just learning and ran over Mom's mailbox with the truck, trying to figure out what we were doing. But come a long ways. The trucks have gotten so much more advanced. What they can do is just absolutely remarkable. And the lineup that we have here, these are trucks that, right off that we run on the National Monster Jam circuit, and the trucks that we have here are right from there. You see them on MAV TV and stuff. So it'll be a good race, a lot of fun. We're just this is kind of nice. There's no pressure. We can just go out to the county fair here and just run the trucks and showcase a little bit of what they can do and what we do. When we travel all over the United States with them, and kind of give a taste of to our hometown crowd. It's a lot of fun.
Tim, I'm not sure if it was you or not, but back in the day, I had a show called Tuning In on Fox, and it was aired at 6 a.m. on Sunday morning in the early 90s. But I remember doing an interview out there and next to the machine sheds, and I sat up in the truck, and then
I remember that.
There was a car that was run over already, and I came out of the truck saying, "Dang, I did some damage on that, but I didn't actually do it." But the miracle of video.
Yep, that's always the fun part. But today, it's gonna be kind of neat because at 4:00 the ride truck's we're gonna get the Raminator ride truck going and take donations. You can come out and go for a ride, and we're trying to raise a little bit of money to help update Kessler Hall a little bit. My dad was involved and my uncle was involved in helping the fair. This was the 171st running of the county fair, which is pretty cool. And they helped, they did some events and stuff, motorcycle races, did some stuff back in the 70s. And so Mark and I kind of wanted to carry on a little bit of that. We've always tried to help the fair whenever we can. And part of that's with the Monster Truck Show. We help, provide a nicer show, we hope, than what, we let's just say we donate a little bit of extra equipment to make the show a little bit better. So we try to help. But one of the ways that we can help is they need to upgrade the lighting, and they need some painting and stuff there in Kessler Hall. Keith Kessler was dedicated pretty much as he must have served 60, 70 years on the fair board. He
was a dear friend of Janet and me, and we loved Keith Kessler and miss him. But no, he was the fair. He was the fair.
Absolutely, and I remember my dad working with him and stuff. And so when Terry Lemke there at the fairs today, we could raise some money to fix up Kessler Hall. I thought, well, yeah, that sounds like a good thing. Let's do it. So come out and get a ride. Then get you a Pronto Pup or lemonade and grab a seat in the stands. $10 to get a seat in the stands. It costs more than that when you go to an arena just to park the car.
Wow.
So
no, that's fun stuff, and you're passionate about it. We love it. It's tonight at the fair and getting a ride, donating money for Kessler Hall, watching you guys run around that thing. It had to be fun. But I was just wondering if it went on the road, because if you were to drive the thing and you have to drive through McDonald's, that'd be a problem. No, what do I do?
Well, and you'd have to stop at the gas station before you get there.
I bet. Yeah, you're getting about 1 mph, aren't you?
Right.
Yeah, there's that. But they're built to have fun with, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to come out and see us tonight, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey. I know the show starts at 7. When do the photo ops start?
Yeah, we're going to have a pit party at 5. From 5 to 6, you can come out right down onto the track.
Wow.
Stand right next to the
awesome.
truck. Take a picture. Meet our drivers. They'll all be out there, too, and they'll sign autographs. There'll be some merchandise and stuff. You can get some souvenirs, and it's just a really good time. Hopefully Greg Solier smiles on us and steers the rain away from us, and we'll have a good time.
Hey, listen, Tim, congratulations on you and your brother's success, and thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having us on. I appreciate all you guys do for us.
Appreciate it. Tim Hall, Hall Brothers Racing Team. County Fair tonight. Be there.
ESPN 93.5.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com. PDR Automotive has now been serving the Champaign-Urbana area for over 50 years. To give you some perspective, 50 years ago ended the U.S. involvement in the Vietnam War, and it was when Secretariat won the Triple Crown. So what does that mean for you and your vehicle? Whether you need a carburetor overhauled or your new vehicle computer system diagnosed or programmed, PDR Automotive has the experienced, knowledgeable staff that can handle all your automotive needs. Online at pdrauto.com, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
At Pards in Urbana, the boots just keep on coming. They're known for their huge collection of men's cowboy boots, women's cowgirl boots, kids' boots, and even shoes. If you're searching for top footwear brands, look no further than Pards. They carry a wide variety, including Ariat, Dan Post, Smoky Mountain, Roper, Double H, and more. And if socks or accessories are what you need, they've got all your high-quality essentials. Since 1968, Pards has been serving their customers with high-quality merchandise. And if you haven't been to Pards in a while, a lot has changed. Go check them out just off University Avenue in Urbana.
News. I'm Therese Crowley. FBI Director Christopher Wray testifies on the Bureau's investigation of the Trump assassination attempt. Fox's Brooke Singman.
Senator Chuck Grassley releasing the body cam video showing Thomas Matthew Crooks dead on the roof just after he opened fire on former President Trump. Crooks' body is seen next to a trail of blood, a Secret Service agent confirming to a local police officer that he did receive a photo of Crooks from a sniper prior to the shooting.
Secret Service is recommending the former president keep his rallies inside. Israel's Prime Minister Netanyahu speaks before a joint meeting of Congress with Gaza protesters expected. Tonight, President Biden with an Oval Office address on what lies ahead after dropping his re-election bid. First Lady Jill Biden heading to the Paris Summer Olympics, and Salt Lake City wins its second stint to host the Winter Games 2034. America is listening to Fox News.
Kelsey Furniture in downtown Tuscola sells Tempur-Pedic beds. What's it like?
I'm going to tell you right now, Stevie, that thing is the best thing I've ever slept on in my life. My wife and I both have said we've never had better night's sleep. And the people at Kelsey's were fantastic. Brian is the guy that helped us. You know, as much as I did my research, he has a world of knowledge about beds themselves. Oh, man, it's like sleeping on a cloud, man.
Kelsey Furniture, downtown Tuscola.
Here's a look at local news. Public being shown body cam video of the deadly deputy-involved shooting of Sonja Massey earlier this month in Springfield. Sangamon County Sheriff's Office released footage showing former deputy Sean Grayson shooting the black woman to death inside her home July 6. It happened after Massey called 911 to report a possible intruder. If you're looking for a part-time job in Urbana, there may be an opportunity for you. The city asking the Census Bureau for a recount. Mayor Diane Marlin says getting help to make that happen is more important now than ever before. The city losing about $750,000 a year for the 10 years because of the undercount back in 2020. Two more people recently charged for incidents that took place at April's pro-Palestine protest at the University of Illinois campus. 35-year-old Elizabeth Sataropoulos of Champaign and 25-year-old Joseph Kleckner of Savannah were each charged with mob action and obstructing a peace officer. Champaign County State's attorney says they were arraigned on Tuesday last week. You're up to date from the Stevie Jay Broadcasting Newsroom. I'm Jim Miller.
Hey, Jim, here's our weather brought to you by Watts Compy System. They offer cost-efficient solutions. If you're a busy office, they can save you money. If you want a free evaluation, call them at 217-352-0428. Watts Compy Systems.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Eastern Illinois, Champaign-Urbana vicinity. Weak front boundary on the move, and with it, a couple of showers and thunderstorms breaking out as the day wears on today, perhaps close by this morning, more so this afternoon. Nothing heavy or widespread or severe. With a partly sunny sky up to 85 and a light southwest to west wind for tonight. A couple of showers and thunderstorms around this evening, then partly cloudy in the overnight, light northwest to north wind down to 65, and a very comfortable air mass for midsummer time tomorrow through Saturday. Sunshine, a bit less humidity in the air as well. well tomorrow and Friday. The high to 82, 59 tomorrow night, and then Sunday at 83 on Friday. For the weekend, we'll make around to 85 on Saturday. Humidity comes up on Sunday. There may be a thunderstorm in the afternoon. Highs at 87, and a typical late July, early August setup around here of seasonal heat and humidity with low 90s by day, low 70s at night, Monday through Friday next week, and each day maybe a random shower and thunderstorm in some parts of the area. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm Beatrice Greg Solke.
All right, final segment of the program. Glad you're listening. We are ESPN 93.5, a local radio show Monday through Friday. I am Stevie Jay. That is Diane Ducey.
Good morning.
Good to have you listening. County Fair continues again, as we mentioned, with the old monster trucks tonight.
Yeah.
And Josh Turner's Friday.
Yes, that's going to be a great show.
Are there seats remaining?
I believe it's Tiger Lily Gold is the opening act that I'm bringing on. So, and we always start with the national anthem. Queen Olivia Scheich, you had her on from Sador. She just graduated from Unity. And little Macy Holt from St. Joe Ogden.
Little princess.
Exactly. And so they are always walking around and handing out the awards. Of course, all the 4-H exhibits, horticulture, textiles, fine arts, and you had photography, didn't you?
Yeah, it was big time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Woodworking, made a breadboard.
And some of these go on to the Illinois State Fair in mid-August in Springfield.
Yeah, some of us get blue ribbons. And when I got my blue ribbon for my photography exhibit in Springfield, I was pretty excited until I saw the other 299 children that got them too. Definitely watered it down.
More of a participation
I still have that.
ribbon.
Mom's got it in the attic.
Excellent.
So Eddie builds a tent. Classic.
Livestock Day today, though. It's always fun to bring the kids out and just enjoy. And it's a beautiful day now, especially this morning. I know there is a 50% shot at showers. 4-H Day is tomorrow with the 4-H livestock shows going on from 1 to 4. The limited ride bracelets for 3 to 12-year-olds. And then the carnival always opens at 5. The Pro Rodeo will be featured tomorrow. I believe some barrel races. I know at least 2 girls who do this.
Take your horse, go around. Amazing how tight they can make it.
Oh, I know it.
Yeah.
In fact, yesterday they had the harness racing going on, and they had Darren Fletcher on one, along with Michael Finke and Brandon Morano from Channel 3, and it was a nose-to-nose.
Michael Finke?
Yes.
His feet were dragging.
I know. You could tell. He was the bigger one.
Oh, my. He's like 6'10".
And they were right next to a professional rider with the reins.
Yeah.
So I'm sure the horse was like, geez, Louise, what are we hauling here? Because they had the extra load going on.
Those celebrity things. Yeah.
I
said the story 100 times about the elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Elephant races at Country Fair. Back when Country Fair had Carol's, was a clothing store. Country Fair,
Country Fair Drive. Okay, Madison, Springfield.
Yeah, I mean, It was Madison and Springfield. Yeah, and it was actually vibrant. It had an indoor mall. It was very nice.
At first, I was thinking Sunnycrest Mall, which is tumbleweeds these days too.
They used to be really nice too. Anyway, so somebody circus brought in. I was like 20 years old, and they brought in an elephant race, and so we just gotten back from India, 9 years earlier, and Mom had a safari hat, and I had the right pants and a stick, supposedly to hit the animal, which of course. Anyway, I looked apart, but we were riding. It wasn't these like, okay, let's just get on an elephant. It's got a chair, rope side, all kinds of safety. You got on their head.
Yeah.
It was like a jungle.
Your legs are behind their ears.
Yeah, you're on the top of his head.
Yeah.
And I thought, do, and the elephant started stampeding.
Oh, no.
Giant, I almost felt...
What do you hold on to? I mean, like a horse that has...
I mean, I think there might have been a rope.
...gotten away from me. I've held on to the mane for dear life.
All I remember is thinking, there's a really good chance I'm going to fall over. No,
get stampeded by an elephant.
Fall over to get stampeded. And then after it was over, the stick I had brought was from India, and I pulled it out, and I didn't realize it was a hidden sword. So when I pulled it out and people saw me with this weapon, I said, I didn't.
That's not a good look either.
No, and I put it right back in. But I thank God I didn't die that day, because I remember thinking, I'm going to fall over the top of this elephant.
Right.
And that won't be any good, because the thing was, 10, 15 up.
Oh, man.
10, 15 feet up. It was a big elephant.
I know. I've had Aiden ride.
Anyway,
you could pay. And I was thinking to myself, wow, that is really fun.
Well, then we did a celebrity donkey basketball. And I was on a donkey that could not be ridden. It just wasn't happening.
Right.
I got kicked off to where you start forcing your smile because it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So I was being thrown off. I went up to the operator and said, dude, this donkey is unrideable. And he goes, that's not true. This donkey is rideable. And he turned and walked away and said, maybe not tonight. PETA got rid of the donkey basketball, right?
Yes.
As they should. That wasn't any fun.
It's bouncy and unpredictable.
Well, the donkeys aren't, and they don't play basketball.
I know.
They don't have thumbs. Okay? Anyway, there's all these
the things we used to do in radio back in the day.
We were celebrities. Put that in quotes.
Exactly.
But Diane, you've done thousands of appearances.
I have, and there have been some great things. And one of my greatest achievements was dropping a car from a helicopter when I lived down in Lafayette, Louisiana, to give away a new car from the car dealership.
Well, you dropping on a square or something?
And we had a giant checkerboard, and we had a sound effect of. So people would call in and be caller number 9 to qualify and get their Pepsi prize pack on their square. And then they got a number, and then I'd mail them a note saying, show up on this day. It was out in this sugarcane field. We used to work with this company, Outer Banks, and we had a great time out there.
What if it landed on 2 squares?
Well, we, measure. We had all the rules, and boy, that was a pain. But the Volkswagen Bug was totally gutted, and it was just the frame
Pretty
of a
lightweight.
car. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Because the helicopter couldn't lift that.
And see, we had all these helicopter fans at 94.5 KSMB that would listen to us, and the oil companies, and they would run these guys out to the rigs out in the Gulf. And so we were in touch with these helicopter drivers, and they were real gung-ho about it. We had to run through, the FAA, the flight people, and get everything authorized.
Talk to your liability guy at the insurance company.
But that one, and doing 6 inches of snow on someone's front lawn for Christmas morning, win a white Christmas.
In Louisiana.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun.
And I had to hire a guy from Hollywood who makes it snow. He makes a giant pup tent over this person's house. And by golly, we had 6 inches of snow on that lawn.
Really fun.
It was like, if you build it, they will come. We had so many cars, a backup. We had a live shot on CNN on that promotion. Everybody was so happy with some of these crazy ideas that we would come up with.
Back when we did those things. Mm-hmm. All right, folks, we have a Stever. That's a promotion. I'm giving away a complete 1-year maintenance plan called the Orange Comfort Club, Lands, Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Underground. And this is what you call a no-brainer, a layup. I'm paying for the whole package, which is about $500. And what will happen is Lands will come to your home. They'll do everything that you've got with the water heater, the sump pump, you might have a drippy faucet. They'll check everything, and they'll do the tune-up on your furnace and your air conditioner, and they'll make sure it's good operating order every year. Now, this will be for 12 months, and I'm paying the whole way. Mm-hmm. So it's a question of, do you want me to save you $500 at least? With all the services, they'll take a camera, put it in your underground stuff, and you say, oh, got a tree root here. That could be a problem later, so you know about it now.
That's right.
217-359-2255. All you got to do to enter is text me LANZ Lands, and you could win a 12-month coverage plan on Orange Comfort Club for free.
I just went to landsinc.com to find out more about the Orange Comfort Club, and you get 15% off upfront repairs, the lifetime system enhancements also, and the warranties. And just the guys are so easy to work with. And you're right, that sewer camera inspection with proper clean out is also part of this deal.
Troy Lance started this thing with a tool belt. And look at him now.
Exactly.
You can wave to them on the back of all their trucks, as I do. It's a tick.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's 217-359-2255. Text in Lands if you want to win 12 months of free maintenance. Are you kidding me? Let's check sports headlines.
Well, we've had the, Paris Olympics on our mind. The opening ceremony is coming our way Friday at 6:30, and Coco Gauff, 20 years old, was just tapped for the female flag bearer. And in that opening ceremony Friday night, 4-time NBA champion LeBron James will represent for the guys. As the U.S. athletes, I think there's a total of 10,500 athletes. I know at least 3 people that are in Paris now, helping behind the scenes and getting things going. I've heard reports that rats are a problem.
Rats?
Rats. So they're trying to take care of that in the area.
How do you take care of rats?
I don't know.
With no notice. Because they're coming from somewhere.
Right. And so I remember when
There's going to be food sources everywhere, right?
I know.
So I think they just pop. They're probably in uniform themselves. They're so excited.
There you go. Just put some kind of Paris, beret. Or something
Paris
on that.
beret. Yeah.
Anyway, we have the U.S. team and women's basketball that beat Germany 84-57 yesterday. They're in the same bracket and will meet on August 4th. We've had some coaching here in Central Illinois and some shifts. I know Lenny Cementi from Tuscola going to Parkland after Christy and Dan Paulson are moving on to Charleston at EIU as co-coaches. So that's something we're taking note of as a trending story also. On that Olympics topic, Salt Lake City is getting the Winter Olympics for 2034. So St. Louis beat Pittsburgh yesterday. That's an 11:35 start for the first pitch on ESPN 93.5.
10:40 we're on the air of the pregame. 10:40.
That's early.
It's called Get Out Day to get to the next city.
Okay. And then 1:20 for Milwaukee and the Cubs to wrap up that series at Wrigley. 1-0 with the Brewers on top yesterday. So that's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
On Friday, July 26th, the Cardinals welcome the Nationals to town. That night, thanks to Coca-Cola and Deerbergs, 25,000 fans 16 and older will be surprised at the gate with a 2004 mystery bobblehead. This collector's item celebrates the 20th anniversary of the Cardinals' 2004 National League Championship. But which one will you get? Find out on Friday, July 26th. For tickets or more info, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
This is Jim Edmonds, St. Louis Cardinals, for the Lou.
Urbana Park District's tradition is back this summer with their free Neighborhood Nights concerts between 6:30 and 8 at a different park each week with a different band. I'm Diane Ducey, your MC from Stevie Jay Broadcasting. The Park District will take care of you with free popcorn, lemonade, and water. Meet different groups and friends. Enjoy the great music every Wednesday, 6:30 to 8 at different parks throughout the summer. Find out more about Neighborhood Nights at urbanaparks.org.
Illini family, this is Director of Athletics Josh Whitman. As we celebrate 100 years in Memorial Stadium, we are offering special prices on single-game football tickets for a limited time. Until July 29th, tickets will be the lowest you'll see all season, and that is our Family First promise. Don't miss out on Homecoming, Dad's Day, and our rededication of Memorial Stadium versus Michigan. Lock in the lowest price for your tickets before July 29th at fightingillini.com. ILL.
I'm Justin Ike, co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground.
So, Justin, tell me what you see as typical when it comes to sewer repair. Give me a scenario.
Your sewer's backed up and somebody comes along and says, you need this repair for X amount of dollars. Here's my price. And you don't think to go looking for another company or a second opinion because you don't feel like you have time.
So is it possible that you might get charged a little more because it's kind of a desperate moment? Do some companies do that?
Oh, absolutely they will. They know you're in a pinch. Typically, if you call us, me or Will can be out there within an hour to look at that problem for you. Whether you call me first or you call me second, make sure you give me a call.
Anything else, Justin?
You can always trust Fred's.
Great to know. Thank you. That's Justin Ike, the co-owner of Fred's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Electric, and Underground. If you want more information about this great 45-year family-owned company, just go to fredscu.com. That's fredscu.com.
This is Eric Bowen with Provident Financial Group. We are honored to be celebrating 15 years of service and want to thank all of our amazing clients for their confidence and trust. We look forward to meeting the needs of current and future clients in the years to come. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Want unbeatable prices on your next furniture purchase, but also seeking that local hometown feel? Look no further than Kelsey Furniture in Tuscola. Customers rave about their friendly, established staff, as well as their great selection, amazing prices, and second-to-none delivery service. They're a third-generation local business, and they've always got your best interests at heart. Find the look you love for less. Open 9 to 5 Monday through Saturday, but always available online at kelseyfurniture.com. That's kelseyfurniture.com.
Tapman's Towing reminds all Illini fans, when you're on the road and see lights flashing, move over and use caution passing. Let's all get home safe tonight.
Hello again, everyone. Let's check weather for Central Illinois, Champaign-Urbana, and vicinity. A pretty uneventful spell of weather ahead, with the exception of a weak frontal boundary to come through the area. We'll generate a couple of showers and thunderstorms later on this morning to our north and northwest, and closer to home this afternoon. In between, partly sunny, 85 on a light wind, and storms and shower activity paling in comparison to some of the severe stuff of last week. Far different setup. For tonight, partly cloudy after an evening shower thunderstorm risk. We'll bottom out at 65 as winds come around light northwest to north. For the day tomorrow, mostly sunny, bit less humid in the afternoon, high up to 82. Cooler tomorrow night still with a clear sky and a low down to 59. Sunny and 83. The outlook on Friday, 85 on Saturday. Maybe a thunderstorm in the afternoon on Sunday, the high up around 87. And the seasonal heat and humidity for Monday through Wednesday of next week. Among the overnight lows in the low 70s, daytime highs low 90s, and maybe an afternoon thunderstorm as well Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. For Stevie Jay Broadcasting, I'm meteorologist Greg Soldier.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
What is most important to you in your life? This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Whether you're launching a career, raising a family, planning for retirement, or creating a legacy, we can help. At Provident, we provide strategic thinking and perspective that help clients like you realize their goals. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Get the roof your home deserves by Roof Doctors, your residential roofing specialist that has always offered the best warranties in the industry, like our non-prorated 50-year warranty. Our customers love that we are family-owned and locally operated. We make our customer needs our top priority. With over 30 years experience and the best customer service, give Roof Doctors a call today for your free estimate at 328-7529. In your community and for your community, Roof Doctors.
Jesse with Lands Underground Solutions here. Hey, we come across customers every single day that they've had one or two, maybe three companies there and have been told their sewer line or drain line's broke. The homeowner's getting ready to spend money, and then they call us, we show up, we stick a camera in the line, and we're able to show them the inside of the pipe, what the problem really is. Then we can offer you solutions to deal with this, and now you are in control of this decision. That is Lands Drain Cleaning and Underground Solutions' mission. Provide good, honest, upfront solutions to customers and let them make the decision.
From computer systems to brakes and tires too, at PDR, fixing cars is what they do. Remember, when you turn the key and the car won't run, call 367-9481 or use their dedicated text-only line at 383-0619. Additional information including repair quotes and online scheduling requests available from the website at pdrauto.com. Remember, they are what's best for your truck or car. They are PDR.
Tapman's Towing, team of experienced tow professionals, is seeking others with CDLs, previous tow experience, and or strong interest in serving others. Please visit our career page at tapmanstowing.com.
Okay, we'll hear what President Biden says tonight. 7 o'clock is when he speaks, 7 Central Time, and presumably on why he's doing this, how great Kamala Harris is. Remember, she polled lower than he did. She is very, very, very far left. Nobody has ever been a presidential candidate this far left. And left means open borders, no police. I mean, that's what she's backed that. She backed the defunding of police. Criminals don't go to jail. I mean,
bail out a lot of protesters.
If you know what woke is, she's woke. And she's totally left. And some of these policies are like, what are we doing? That's where we are now. Joe Biden, you think that's bad? Kamala's further left than Joe. I don't think Joe Biden was this left until he got in there and kind of did what they said. And then he's been, hampered, I think, for years about this whole dementia, maybe the onstart of dementia, all these other things with who knows, maybe Alzheimer's, whatever it is, cognitively not very good. But I think he's been struggling with this. I don't think he's been running and making decisions. I think it's Jill or whoever it is. But Kamala is further left, so it's just make sure you know what you're voting for.
Well, and not presiding in her constitutional role as president of the Senate during Netanyahu's address today.
Yeah, it's stunning politically. You need to be there, I think.
And former President Donald Trump and Netanyahu will meet Friday in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, how about that?
Wow.
All right, we'll be back tomorrow, God willing. John Decker, White House correspondent for Gray Television, featured guest tomorrow at 7:30. Thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
Remember, Land's Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, Underground. I'm giving out $500 in a years-long service contract deal. The Orange Level Club, the Orange Comfort Club, 217-359-2255. You want to win that. Have a great, whatever day this is.
Wednesday.
Have a great Wednesday. Talk to you tomorrow.
BMW, Buick, GMC, Honda, and Subaru. Welcome to Sarah Champagne. We can handle all your car repairs on site, including paintless dent repair, bumpers, windshields, everything in between. We have an amazing selection of new or pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Shop from home and buy online or reserve your vehicle before it hits our website or dealership. Sarah Champagne is home of the Sarah One Price Promise, delivering an honest and transparent buying experience. Hurry in or shop online at sarahchampagne.com.
At Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people with amazing service, great design advice, and unbeatable selection and the best prices in town. It's the perfect time to update your home with waterproof flooring, carpet, hardwood, tile, and more. Then complete your rooms by shopping our incredible selection of furniture and accessories. We also offer great financing options. Carpet Weavers Flooring and Furniture Gallery, we're flooring people.
Here's another home improvement insight from Kramer Siding and Window. New roofing and siding are a winning combination that can instantly change the look, feel, and function of your home. Our Kramer Siding and Window team takes pride in being an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred contractor, able to offer a best-in-the-business 50-year warranty. Pair it with preservation siding in your favorite style and color, and your home will be a showstopper. Start today and save 10% on roofing and 25% on siding. Call us, click on kramersiding.com, or visit the showroom in Champaign.
Jets is hiring. Call 217-352-9992 or stop into 1907 West Springfield Avenue near Round Barn in Champaign. Jets is open till 10 p.m., Fridays and Saturdays till midnight. Are you looking for a side hustle? Here's Josh from Jets talking about the benefits of doing deliveries.
When I was a delivery driver, it was amazing how much the actual amount of money I had just shot right up. It's hard to describe. You have money in your pocket every single day.
For details on joining the team, visit jetspizza.com.
When you make the right decision, it feels good, like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision, too. That's why State Farm agent Kurt Lenschow is right here in Champaign-Urbana to help you select the right protection at the right price. Kurt will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. Just call him when you want the real deal. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Sticky nights and stuffy rooms making it hard to enjoy your home during the summertime? Call Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing to make sure your air conditioning is working at its peak performance. Tune up your AC by joining the maintenance program and get all the perks it has to offer. Call Dogtown to come out for a no-cost quote to upgrade your system today with a Lennox high-efficiency system that will be sure to save you money on your energy bills and let you relax comfortably. Call 217-841-4728 or visit dogtownheatingandair.com. Dogtown Heating, Air, and Plumbing, your home's best friend.
Here's what new customers are saying about Interstate Batteries.
It's nice to see capable and helpful associates. They did a top-notch job.
They were easy to talk to and explained everything.
Service was prompt and I was a walk-in. Total service time was only like 20 minutes. I highly recommend Interstate Batteries.
Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable. How much is dependable worth? Experience them for the first time at 2504 North Mattis. Way out there, but worth the drive. Interstate Batteries, outrageously dependable.
Visit interstatebatteries.com.
You have money laying all around your house. You just don't know it. And no, I don't mean selling your great-grandma's good china. I mean all the old metal items you don't want to use or get rid of. Don't pay someone to haul it away. Bring it into Max Twin City Recycling and get paid to have it taken off your hands. They love new customers and are more than willing to walk you through their process step by step. Come check them out at 2808 North Lincoln Avenue in Urbana.
Starting it over is what we do at Max Twin City Recycling.
This is Eric Boland with Provident Financial Group. Unfortunately, there is no one-size-fits-all retirement plan. Finding the right plan for you depends on many factors. The good news is we can help improve your retirement readiness, whatever your situation. Contact us today at 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network. Member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
Ow! A spring just hit me.
Mom, the couch is broken again.
It's about time we get rid of that clunky couch and look into buying a new one.
What about Two Men in a Junk Truck? Their professional moving team does a great job assisting with downsizing, home renovations, and clearing out old items you need hauled away.
Wow, it sounds like it'll make much more space in this house once the couch is hauled away.
I just pulled it up on my phone. You can schedule an appointment online at twomeninajuncktruck.com.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscaloosa.